You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here, hanging with you guys, and good evening. Well, coming at you guys real time after a long day of snow plowing, salt application, sidewalk shoveling, gosh, a little bit of everything in between. It's been a long 12 to 24 hours, so I just thought I'd debrief with you guys a little bit. Coming in real time here. I'm just kind of hanging out. No real agenda on today's podcast episode. Just want to kind of hang out with you guys and kick it a little bit. Want to make sure we still have a podcast episode for you guys here on a beautiful Friday as we finish the week strong. And just kind of hang out with you guys a little bit about the day's events and everything that we've tackled. Had a pretty profitable day, a good post up on revenue. I'm very, very excited about that. And it's really cool to see it all come together. And I'll be honest with you guys as well. We had a first plow event, kind of a day. It was a 2 to 3 inch snowstorm that kind of clipped through. A lot of folks admittedly got caught with their pants down on this one again because it was only saying about an inch and a half on most weather applications. And we use True Weather, which is really, really cool. We signed up with them, paid our own way. I think it was about $1,000. And then we bought one certified snow report, aka snow total. And that was $45 or $49, I think it was, per zip code. So we scooped that up. If you guys want to sign up, check out True Weather. And their sales guy, Mark, is awesome. A lot of you guys actually signed up with them as well. But ours said, hey, it's going to be, about one to 2 inches, but then there's also going to be drifting. And so we kind of had a little bit better data than maybe some. And not only that, it was very, very windy. And the last time this happened, a week ago, I was like, you know what? We might get 3 to 4 inch snow across the area. And that's exactly what happened. A lot of guys went out last night. I was talking to a bunch of buddies through Instagram and DM and locally today. A lot of guys went out late last night for a salt run at about midnight 1. All of our guys, well, here's what I was going to say. We all went to bed and then we woke up at 5 a.m. to go rock and roll. More on that in a minute, but we all ended up going to bed. And then at 4 o'clock, everybody came on over to the barn. We hooked up all the plows and we were ready to rock and roll because there was a solid 2 to 3 inches on the ground, not the inch and a half that was forecasted due to the gusting winds. So what then turned into a snowplow run turned into a snowplow run and a salt run, and of course everything and a full scrape. And I'll get into a little bit more here in a quick minute, but this is the exact kind of event, it's good to cut our teeth on because it was only a 2, 3, 4 inch event, but it was also challenging because the snowstorm wrapped up at about 6 a.m. And if you don't do snow, you probably don't have the total perspective of what that means. Other than, let me just kind of fill you in. It means that you're basically starting to scrape your parking lots in a mad dash fashion based on who's opening first, the priority of those sites, who's paying the most money, if you know what I'm saying. Just kind of kidding, but seriously. And most, machine shops or your businesses or your industrial drives, they're all getting there at 5, 6, 7 a.m. And so now you're competing with traffic, cars, morning rush hour, major highways are slowing down, going to a snail's pace, a crawling pace, because everybody's out and about trying to get to work, and everybody's critter cars, while all of us have big, gas guzzling trucks, and, we're trying to go around cars and, be jerks, but also be nice, of course. So it's a lot. It's a lot first thing in the morning. And we did our best to make time. Actually, we did a pretty good job. I'll like I said, debrief a little bit more in a second, but for the most part, we did the whole route in day in about 8 hours, which is appropriate. Now, if we had no cars, this thing ended at 10 p.m. at night, we would have had this thing done by 4 or 5 a.m. No problem, 5, 6, 7 hours, which isn't bad considering we used to do 8 to 10 hour plow runs, no salting. Now we're doing about 6 hours worth of plowing, which really should have been 4.5, 5s, and still did another hour and a half, 2 hours worth of salting, which isn't bad at all. So we were able to knock out 20 plus commercial sites, I think 8 residential, and of course, like I said, salting about 10 or 12 of those sites, picked up 2 new HOA boulevards, which is really cool. And so dollars and cents is probably a good, I don't know, I got to do the math here later and actually see what the final number is, but it's probably around, I don't know, $3,000 at least in salting, and another, well, I mean, if we did 20 cents, it's hard to say because like some of them are seasonal contracts, right? Or we get paid no matter what. But if we broke it down per push, it's probably a good $4,000 or $5,000. So if you take $2,000-$3,000 in salting, $2,000-$3,000 in probably per pushes, it's probably a good $4,000 or $6,000 day, which isn't bad. Which is ironic too, because like I said, 2 days ago, we were doing cleanups, and 3 days ago we were doing cleanups. Next week we're going to be doing some cleanups, and so the invoicing is going to get very wonky. I got to make sure I'm very tight on everything and invoicing appropriately. I don't want to leave anything on the table. I also don't want to let anything fall through the cracks. It's just a lot of moving parts this time of year, which is weird. It's so wild. Like we're 2 weeks out from Christmas, not even, and we're still doing leaves. Invoicing for like 5, 6, 7 salt runs, a plow run now. We invoice the 1st and the 15th of the month for all of our snow work. We turn those invoices over pretty quickly. And so it's a lot. It's a lot going on. And basically, long story short, is a pretty good day. So I'll go into a couple more details here in a couple minutes. Before we do, I want to pivot and just talk about just a lot of stuff that's going on. Just give you guys a little bit of a debrief, a lay of the land. Not here to sell or convince or pitch on anything, but I just want to let you guys know like a couple cool things coming down the pike. We do have Together in the Trades. Tickets are available for that. Maybe we can get Liz on the show here. We can talk a little bit more about the marriage conference that we co-host with Caleb and Brittany Allman of Allman Landscape in beautiful Ohio, Fairfield County, Ohio. I think you have to exactly say it that way. Tickets are on sale. Don't ask me all the details, but I know it's in Savannah, Georgia. I know there's a dinner cruise thing involved, obviously a 2-day conference. It's really turned into a retreat. And that's the marriage conference that we co-host with the Almonds to really help people strengthen our marriages. And, it's one thing that we're very passionate about as small business owners, as a couple, and, beating 50% is a marriage hashtag out there. And we're very passionate about having a full, happy marriage and a full, happy family unit. I guess it's the best way to say it. So yes, we talk about business almost endlessly here on the podcast, and you guys hear my stories and I get to hear your guys' stories. But please know, like at the end of the day, we do want to help you guys have like a successful marriage, a successful relationship with your spouse, your life partner, whatever you want to call it. And so that being said, we had a great conversation in Zoom meeting just the other day. It was really, really good time. Us all systems go. We're really pumped up about that. So you can check it out at togetherinthetrades.com. And also, I think the new website should be launched as Brandon Bull gave us a refresh, which is pretty cool. So we're making investments into that event and trying to grow it. And I know a lot of folks couldn't make the cruise last year just because either you did not want to drop $3,000 or $4,000, or you did not want to go to the ocean, or go on a cruise ship and not see, dry land, or you think the megalodon shark is out there that's going to eat you on a 250,000-ton boat, which is it's like the Empire State Building basically turned to its side in times 1.5 times the size. Okay, these things are gigantic things that. Besides anybody who's watched the Poseidon Adventure, the old one and the remake, these things aren't going anywhere. Okay, these cruise ships are ridiculously large. But I get it. Either you're a cruise person or you're not. So no big deal. We lost half the group. Not over the ocean or over the balcony into the ocean. Just we had half the amount of people go from Big Sky, Montana onto the cruise. So that was kind of a funny, situation. But we had a great intimate event nonetheless. But now we're back on dry land going to the historic district of Savannah, Georgia. And that's going to be really, really cool. So pumped up about that. So number one, that's one of the things I want to mention. Number two, in this one, I don't want to really let the cat out of the bag too much. This will be a little bit more of an invite only, so email me if you're interested. But we were able to secure a private code for LMN to help you guys sign up with the best promotion they've ever done, even outside of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It's related to the code that was available at Launchpreneur Academy. That's all I'm going to say. It's a phenomenal deal. If you guys were at LAL, really, if you guys were at LAL and you did not take advantage of that sale just that day where it was exclusive, I am able to get you in on that promotion. It's significantly one of the best prices and very, very steep discounted promotions. And it's geared in a way where there's a couple months free and you kind of on-ramp and onboard, and it's more of like a graduated cost, which is great for a lot of you guys that are growing and graduating your revenue and the size of your business over the next 24 months. So anyway, if you're interested in hearing more about that, I can set you up with our code, and the person that's going to be the sales associate or sales executive at LMN to help you guys out with that. It's not an online exclusive or anything like that. You have to go through the back channel with us. So I did want to mention that because I had a bunch of people on the fence that wanted to sign up with that promotion from LAL. They just didn't jump on it that day, but literally it was like a 1 day, 2 day event promotion. And then they literally hardcore cut it off because they gave away the farm on LMN. So for any of you guys that are on the fence and you are considering it, maybe the price was a little bit of a topic still, or you wanted to get a couple months free and onboard and grow into it, holler and shoot me an email or shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I'll get you guys linked up with that. So super pumped up about that. And that is a December only promotion here for the next, 2.5, 3 weeks. So after that, don't text me and email me and say, hey, I wish I could get in on something. What's the best code? That is the best deal. I'm totally being honest with you, because we did I went to bat. I was like, hey, I got like a dozen people that are on the fence. Can we work out something that's even extra sweet? And they said yes, which is really, really cool. So the LMN folks are going to bat for you. The single ops guys that purchased the Landscape Management Network about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Those guys are great. They've all been awesome. So many of you guys got to meet so many of their team. I was just having one of you guys DM me just the other day. And this is why I'm really pumped up and just sold out to like LMN and Mark Bradley and everything that's going on. One of you guys sent me a DM and said, hey, like there should be like a maintenance side of LMN for our equipment and our trucks. And I said, awesome. I'll literally, folks, here's what I do. When I say I'll pass that info along to the right people, I actually do. I'm actually that guy. I know it takes about 5 extra minutes to do this stuff. I don't get paid any extra on anything to do this, right? But I want to see you guys win. I want to see my company win. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. The dude knows who he is. He listens to the podcast. And I said, let me get you in touch with the right guy. So I got him in touch with Andrew. Andrew is one of the product, developers or managers for LMN and single ops. And so that guy said, hey, yeah, can you get me in touch with the guy who DM'd you on Instagram? I said, sure. So I reached out back to one of you guys, said, hey, what's your email? This guy wants to talk to you. And the guy literally said, for real? I go, yeah. He goes, dude, I'd love to have an email and a conversation. There's a couple other things that I'd love to weigh in on and give some feedback on an LMN. And I'm like, yeah, dude, here you go. So I made that connection, and those guys are going to have a meeting, and hopefully they'll take some data and hopefully implement some changes. You know, whether it's in the next day, week, month, or year, it doesn't matter. But, you know, hopefully sooner than later, of course, for the platform that we're learning and using and growing into. Like, that's really, really cool. I don't know. I just find that really fun. I don't want to get lost in the fact that people are like, oh, we got like this, YouTube following or podcast following or Instagram. Like, who cares, dude? Who cares? Like, I don't care about the width of our platforms. I care about the depth of the connections I get to make with you guys. I was talking to Tad. He's got in Timber, Timber Landscapings, whatever. He knows who he is. All night tonight, as I was doing plow touch-ups and salt run touch-ups, and we were talking about software and everything that he's using, software that we're using. Like, dude, I love connecting with you guys. I mean, literally, I have dozens and hundreds of connections that I made with all of you guys through the years. So anything you have to like help me be better, or I can help you be better, like, dude, let's just win and grow together. If you think that any of my content is going to be me being top down and being a guru, you're out of your freaking mind. I am in the thick of it, learning all day long, and I'm really pumped up about growing with you guys. And so that's where trades comes in. That's where the LMN promo code comes in. I think that's all I really had on my mind, because those are the two big glaring ones right now. If I think of anything else, I will definitely let you know. But let me do this really quick. Let's hear from today's show sponsors and announcements. I'm going to take 2 quick seconds. I am fighting off a little bit of a nasal tickle and a little bit of a throat tickle, a little under the weather. Not bad, nothing crazy. Actually, like, I'm pretty surprised that I'm doing this well, because of course I had to go plow snow for like 8-9 hours this morning, and then just went out for another 2 hours this evening. It's the lack of sleep that's catching up with me. I went to the vitamin shop locally to us, what do you call it? Like owner operator, family business, vitamin shop here in downtown Brighton, Michigan. Spent $100 on more vitamins because I'm like, yo, I need my vitamin D3 K2. I need my 5 to 10,000 IUs of D3 because there's no more sun in Michigan for 5 more months. I need my omegas and I need my magnesium, and I need to start supplementing and start working out again to get the energy up, stay healthy, stay fit, and work on my physical fitness through winter. So that's what I'm doing real time. So let's do this really quick. I am going to get a sip of water, and we're going to hear from today's show sponsors, show announcements, and then let me debrief on our salt run and plow run for just a couple quick minutes. All right, hang tight.
You're probably listening to this podcast because you want to get better at the business of lawn care. If you have made the decision to go all in, then the whole ball of wax at lawnpreneuracademy.com is the fastest route to starting strong and putting your company in the best position for success. The whole ball of wax is everything Brian Fullerton offers, with a few exceptions, at less than half the price of purchasing every training course, program, and resource individually. When you purchase the whole ball of wax, not only do you get instant access to everything on the site, along with a one-on-one coaching call with Brian, you get lifetime updates to all courses, and when new programs come online, those are yours for free. Pause the podcast, go to lawnpreneuracademy.com, click on the store tab, or use the link in the podcast description.
If you've been on the fence about grabbing the whole ball of wax at Lawntrepreneur Academy, here's your opportunity. Get $400 off by using the code SAVE400. This bundle is packed with everything Brian wishes he'd known starting out and tools he still uses today to grow and run the business. If you're looking to level up, now's a great time to check it out. Remember to use code SAVE400 at checkout, and a link is in the description.
All right, well, let's jump back into it here, guys. Appreciate you listening in. Let me give you a little bit more of the debrief on this morning's salt run and plow run. So it just really quick, and I'll keep this episode short and sweet. For any of you guys that are out there plowing snow and making that dough, it's so funny seeing so many of you guys that were getting lake effect. Some of you guys got blasted on the East Coast and New England states. Even Bethany, our assistant, and her husband, Adam, I think they got like 8 or 12 inches of snow, whatever it was, or 6 inches of snow, something ridiculous as well. So like people are starting to get some snow money in, which is good. Get that salt money going. I was just talking about this on Link the other night, our private Facebook group and peer group, if you will, Link. And we were talking about if I was just relying on plow money only, which we have for 7 years, but as payroll continues to grow, as we take on more team members, equipment gets bigger, our overhead is larger, not like ballooned or out of control. Just, there's just more expense to running a larger company. Every time I get an insurance bill back, it always seems to be 20, 30, 40% more year over year. It's just funny how that works. But we decided to bring salting in-house, as a lot of you guys have heard and know. But if I was just relying on plowing only, like this would be the first time we would quote unquote make some money, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And it's not like we'd be struggling or hurting because we'd figure out something else or we'd still be doing cleanup. So there's always more money to come on in. But it is nice bringing salting in where this is now like our 6th or 7th salt run. And in dollars and cents, again, it's just hard. It's a hodgepodge because we have seasonal contracts and then we have some that are per push. But basically, like every single time we go out, it's $2,000-$3,000 at least of salt run money, if not way more. And then when you go out and do a plow run, it's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 of snow plowing money. So, we could realistically have made $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 gross this evening or this morning and into this evening, which is really, really cool. If we were just relying on plow money only, we'd only have $3,000, $4,000 that would have came into the till over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, between November and so far December. And then, by the way, the 10-day is trending a little bit more above average warm. And that's where we hope to get another like $3,000, $4,000 worth of revenue in for some leaf cleanups next week, which, dude, I'll take it. Like anything we can do to keep, chipping away at payroll for the month, having a profitable month, that we're going to take advantage of that. Right now, I think the last number I looked at, we're just shy of 20 grand in seasonal monthly contracts. And that doesn't count, again, the per push snow. that doesn't count the per ton applied salt. And of course, that doesn't count sidewalk shoveling and ice melt that's applied for bagged melt. So, dude, I don't know. We're probably going to rock a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 month, which isn't too bad for December. You take that over 5 months. That's what, $200,000 in snow work, which is what I said we would do last year, 150 at least. And we got no snow, and some of our contracts weren't in the way that I wanted them. But we've totally pivoted, and we're growing our snow business probably 100% again this year. Like legit. One, because we grew, but two, because we're actually getting salt run snow and we're bringing that revenue in-house. So like, I'm really, really pumped up, long story short. Doesn't mean I have any more money to my name. No, not at all. Actually, like I told Liz, I'm like, all I want to do for the next 90 days is recharge the bank accounts, put a gob in the bank, and just have a little bit more margin. And I say that just because the last 12 months, all we've done is spend money on getting the house going and finishing up the barn. And Q1, Q2 were just extremely expensive. I mean, I probably dropped $30,000-$40,000 on the barn, just on the interior in January, December, January, February last year. So that was wild, and that just sucked the soul out of the bank account. So that being said, we're super pumped up about this because I'm hoping all this starts trending forward into January, February, March, and we can start making more investments into the business for a dump trailer, replace a truck, add another truck, potentially a dump truck, potentially a switch and go. This is all the stuff that I was talking about on Link Live over the last Wednesday evening. So like, it's going really, really well. I'm pumped up about where we're trending. We're learning new stuff every day. We're cutting our teeth for sure. I actually had a client that one of our seasonal contracts, they have fresh concrete on the back quarter of their property, very large property, and very large account for us. And they were rebuttaling back and forth that they wanted ice melt instead because the concrete would be, the warranty would be voided. And so that was some emails back and forth. And it was actually very cordial. It was a very like solution-oriented conversation. But of course, to be honest with you, I'm freaking out. I don't want to lose a $15,000 snow account. So I'm like, we'll figure out how to make this work, but you have to work with me on cost because we have to, if you want to put down ice melt over about a half acre parking lot and loading docks, like someone's going to pay for this. And so actually, believe it or not, I called Troy Clogg and I called Sam Gimbel and I said, hey, what would you guys do in this scenario? They both came up with the exact same answer, which is really, really cool in many regards, and was able to pick their brain about how to approach this. And basically, we came up with a 4X ice melt costs for loading up the spreaders to be able to apply about 300-400 pounds worth of ice melt to the backside of this large parking lot and loading dock area until the 1-year warranty is up, quote unquote. The concrete's over 1 year old for this portion of their business that they annex and have as a parking lot now. But again, like I didn't know how to approach that, and that was the power of networking, which is really, really cool. By the way, that's going to come with about an extra $500 to $700 a month premium that I have to start retroing for December, and then of course into January, February, and March for that client. So hey, if you're going to pay me 4X my material cost for ice melt applied, and I'll buy a bag for $10 and put it down for $60+, and we'll make an extra $240 to $300 per visit that takes an extra 20 minutes. Hey, I'm available for $300 for 20 minutes, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll make that work. Anyway, all that being said, one thing that I just want to leave you guys with is make sure if you guys are doing your salting or your plowing, whether you use Element or not, or use the Crew app or not, and I've been talking to a lot of people about this, and I see a lot of these actually starting to sell on the website, is these snow logs. Please, please, please have quality documentation. The slip and fall conversation is one that's always like looming out there, and I don't want to see anybody get bit with anything like this. But the more logs that you can have, the more data that you can have, weather reporting that you can have. Like we have True Weather now. So all those weather reports I'm going to save as PDFs. Obviously, I got them all in my email. If we ever have an issue, I want to make sure we have more data than ever before. Of course, doing a good job, not just punching in, punching out. But I mean, we got to do a good job. But I want as much data as I can. if you guys are just doing pen and paper and Excel and all this mess, go literally physically print off snow sheets if you need to, like snow logs. And if you don't want to buy our template for $50, I couldn't care less. Go to ChatGPT, have it make you one, and then print those off, put them in a contractor clipboard in your snow truck or in your plow truck, and that way you have them. But just make sure you guys are documenting everything you're doing. We've gotten really, really good at that now with the Crew app, which is the way you basically access LMN for the team. And we punch in, punch out on everything. We've got the 4 tiers of plowing, the 4 tiers of shoveling, bulk salt applied, ice melt applied. We punch in, punch out, and then select what services we performed. We log it. Those create timesheets. Timesheets, once published, turn into invoices. Invoices, once we click generate invoices, create generated invoices, and then we can batch out and send those out. It's really, really cool. If you don't use timesheets, if you don't use the Element Crew app, then you have to go in and manually enter timesheets. And we did not log one of our first salt runs as we were just learning how to do salt and just having our first couple runs. And actually a secondary event where we went out for some touch-up work. And I spent about 2.5, 3 hours doing timesheets, which kind of sucked. So all of my guys know, please use the Crew app. Obviously they all do, and they're doing a really good job. But I'm like, don't not log a single thing, because 30 seconds of front-end work saves me 10 minutes of back-end work. And I just want to twofold. One, make sure you're tracking your work. Number 2, you're getting paid for it. Number 3, you're invoicing for it. Number 4, we have documentation. So whether you guys are using Crew and LMN, or you guys are doing snow logs or Jobber or whatever, pick your guy or pick your company or pick your software, just make sure you guys have good snow logs and data. I'm telling you straight up, make sure you guys are writing down site conditions. I don't care if it's on your notepad, on your phone. Like, please document as much as you can, because God forbid you get a claim for something, 3 weeks or 2 months later, and you go, I don't know, I think I went out that night. That's not going to work. So I don't want to put the fear of God in you, but if you guys are being a snow professional, as we all are, and we all are growing into that, and we're all growing and learning together, but I'm just telling you, like, this is what the big boys do, and this is what you need to do at the big boy level. If you have a plow, you have a plow truck, and you're salting, you need to have logs. All right? I'm not telling you to get you to buy anything. It's nothing like that. I'm just telling you, like, please do it. I care about you guys, and I just want to make sure that you guys are protecting yourself and at least have a fair fighting chance. God forbid, 1 in a million, anybody has a lawsuit on their hands, okay? So document. I went back out tonight. I touched up plowing, and I touched up salting where cars were, during the morning hours. And we punched it out of all the different sites. We took photos of everything. Like, document. All right? All that being said, I think that's where we're going to land the plane. I'm pretty tired. It's a little after about 1 o'clock in the morning. Hanging out, doing pretty good. Actually, I just got back from the airport because I left a bag on the airplane and had to go all the way back to the airport to go get a bag that had a nicer sweater in there, but then also my swag bag from my Xmart event, the Xmark event and PD event that I went to on Monday. And I was not going to lose that swag bag in that lunchbox. So 45 minutes to the airport, one way, they're back. That's what put me over about 1 o'clock in the morning here. And then I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I need a podcast for Friday. So real life, it's a lifestyle that's not for everyone. It is for me. It is so far for my guys. We enjoy it. We make good money doing it. So that's where we're gonna leave it and land the plane today. Any of you guys that are coming from down south, one day if you want to come up and plow some snow with us, hit up myself, hit up Henrik, the lawn care kid. There's a bunch of other guys up on social that are in the Midwest. Go hang out with Christian. You got to go plow snow at least once if you're from down south. 1, to see some white gold, but number 2, go plow. Get in a plow truck. It'll be a fun experience for you, an entirely different experience, especially if you're anywhere south of Tennessee. Amen. So, all right. Well, guys, appreciate you. If you guys have not, check out togetherthetrades.com. Maybe you guys are looking for a last minute Christmas gift or a couple's gift or even something for Valentine's Day. I know that'll be right around the corner too. Hey, it can be last minute, but also still be thoughtful, which is all a woman wants. They want you to just think about something practical. If you guys are dating or you guys are engaged, I'm just giving you away the farm. Find something that's thoughtful. It doesn't matter the cost. Find something that's thoughtful, and the girl will appreciate it, okay? At least most women will appreciate that. Go to togetherthetrades.com. get a ticket for you and your spouse. I think one purchase does do the couple and the dinner cruise. Okay, so just look at the fine print. I don't know. I haven't even checked the website lately. They just redid it, and I know that launched just a couple of weeks ago. But if you guys want to get a cool Christmas gift, maybe check that out. And then again, if you guys are on the fence and looking to sign up with Element, and maybe price was a little bit of an option, and you wanted or concern you wanted to grow into the platform with a really cool promo, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM. I'd be happy to help you guys out with that as well. And thanks for using our codes and all that mess anywhere you guys go this holiday season. So, all right, my voice is getting quieter and more raspy and sounds more tired, I should say, the longer I talk. So we're going to shut it down. Over now, guys. We'll be back Monday fresh for you with a new episode. And we look forward to catching up with all you guys here on the next one.
Ever wonder how to get the best looking lawn on the block? You know, the kind where all the neighbors drive by slowly and stare at your well manicured masterpiece thinking you must be a turf wizard? Yeah, we thought so. At Earthway Products, we have your back with all the right lawn and garden tools that allow you to dominate and win the prize of best looking lawn on the block. We have all types of spreaders that are professional grade, built for accuracy, efficiency, and toughness. Simply said, Earthway products are engineered to last, and we have over 50 patents to prove it. That's our way of saying you can have confidence that our products will get the job done and make your life easier. We also have a fertilizer program that will help you grow a lawn greenskeepers will envy. So whether you're a homeowner, lawn care operator, facilities manager, business owner, or golf course superintendent, Earthway is here to help you make a perfect first impression. Stop by earthway.com and experience the difference. That's earthway.com. Proudly American made in America's heartland, Bristol, Indiana.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.